Good morning. Welcome to the class of economics. This is of class 9. This is chapter 4, part 4 video. You can open page number 29. In the last video, we were discussing about socialist economy and its merit. So some of the points of merits of socialist economy were left in the last video. So we will discuss from there. The next point is social security and welfare is the merit of socialist economy. Socialism guarantees social security to everybody. The government undertakes various social security measures such as compensation for unemployment and accident, sickness and maternity benefits, old age pension, death grants, etc. The state also provides the basic facilities of housing, education and health to the people. इसमें सामाजिक सुरक्षा और कल्याण की भावना सोशलिज्म में निहित होती है, जैसे कि इसमें अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का भत्ता दिया जाता है, बेरोजगारी भत्ता दिया जाता है, एक्सीडेंट के समय भी सहयोग सरकार करती है, डेथ के समय ग्रांट मिलता है, उसके अलावा हाउसिंग, एजुकेशन और हेल्थ में भी गवर्नमेंट फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करती है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, रैपिड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज द अनदर मेरिट ऑफ सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी. Socialism ensures rapid economic growth of a nation in the following manner. All the available productive resources are used properly and in a planned way. So if the resources are utilized in a planned way, it leads to rapid economic growth. Therefore, no scope for wastage of scarce resources. Under socialism, the state adopts economic planning, which is certainly a superior way of development as compared to mechanism of price. Planning is better than price mechanism because planning everything is predetermined. Only we have to achieve the target. Next, under socialism, rates of saving and investment can be greatly raised, which are very essential for rapid economic development. Saving और इन्वेस्टमेंट भी सोशलिज्म में ज़्यादा होता है. सो दिस वर द मेरिट्स ऑफ सोशलिज्म. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस द डिमेरिट्स ऑफ सोशलिज्म. सो वी आर नाउ ऑन डिमेरिट्स, राइट? There are certain demerits of socialist economy. They are no incentive for hard work, loss of freedom. Another demerit is loss of efficiency. Next, red tapeism. Next, concentration of economic and political power. These are the demerits of socialist economy. Let's discuss in detail. No incentive for hard work. One of the greatest demerit of socialism is that there is no incentive for hard work. In this system, the people are simply made to work according to the dictates of the central authority. This reduces the people to status of mere wage earners. Their jobs are protected whether they are efficient or inefficient. Here there is only job security, but there is no incentive for hard work. This is the demerit of socialist economy. Next demerit is loss of freedom. In a kind of economy, private enterprises have no place. Likewise, the consumers' preference and choices have no importance in the economy. Consumers are compelled to accept whatever commodities are produced by the government. People are not able to enjoy civil and political freedom. They have no freedom of speech. So, in a socialist economy, whatever the government gives, the people have to accept as consumers. There is no freedom as such like freedom of speech against the supply of the products by the government. Next demerit is loss of efficiency. Under socialism, there is loss of efficiency for many reasons. Firstly, there is lack of incentive to motivate the people to work hard and improve their efficiency. Second, the production units are managed and controlled by bureaucrats who are not as efficient as private entrepreneurs. So, loss of efficiency is result of lack of incentives, and inefficient bureaucrats are the another reason of loss of efficiency. Next point of demerit of socialist economy is red tapeism. Since all activities under socialism are performed by government and its officials, there is a great possibility of delay and wastage of time for performing different tasks. Files go on moving from one place to another, from one table to another. Consequently, the essential decisions are not taken at appropriate time. रेड टेपिज्म में क्या होता है, फाइल एक टेबल से दूसरे टेबल तक घूमती रहती है और डिसीजन लेने में ज़्यादा देरी होती है इन कंपेरिजन टू कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी. So another demerit of socialist economy is concentration of economic and political power. Socialism leads to concentration of both political and economic power in the hands of the government. Government has absolute authority in the country, which increases the power of the government over individuals. Therefore, there is every possibility that a handful of politicians and bureaucrats may become dictators in the country, as was the case of Stalin in Soviet Russia, who functioned as a dictator for about 3 decades. Socialist economies have often become authoritarian economies. So, concentration of economic and political power, जो ये केंद्रीकृत आर्थिक और राजनीतिक शक्ति गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में आ जाती है, इसके कारण जो नेता होते हैं और ब्यूरोक्रेट्स मतलब जो अधिकारी होते हैं वो क्या होते हैं, डिक्टेटर के रूप में व्यवहार करने लगते हैं. दिस इज द अनदर डिमेरिट ऑफ सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी. सो नाउ लेट्स कंपेयर. Next, is there complete equality of income in socialist economy? There is a big question that we should understand. We should know the answer of this question, that is there complete equality in income in socialist economy? ये एक सवाल है हमारे सामने कि क्या सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी में इनकम की समानता सुनिश्चित होती है. दिस इज द बेसिक क्वेश्चन ऑफ सोशलिस्ट इकोनॉमी दैट वन शुड नो. So here it says, under socialism, equal opportunities are provided to every citizen in earning their incomes. There is no private property and law of inheritance does not exist as such type of economies. Equality of income thus is the only core of socialism. So there is equality of income is guaranteed in the socialism. Next point that justifies this statement is, but it does not mean that everybody gets the same amount of income and there is no income inequalities in the country. Skilled workers definitely gets more wages as compared to unskilled workers. भले ही इनकम इक्वलिटी हो लेकिन स्किल्ड वर्कर को अनस्किल्ड वर्कर से ज़्यादा वेज दिया जाता है, ज़्यादा इनकम मिलता है. This type of income inequality is rather very essential to promote incentive for work. No one will try to become more skilled and more efficient if they had to get same amount of income. अगर एक लोअर लेवल के एम्प्लॉय को भी उतना ही वेतन मिलेगा जितना एक हायर लेवल के एम्प्लॉय को मिलता है, तो no will try to attain that level of skill that is required to hold the position at high level. So there should be difference in the income as far as skill is concerned. Next point is, hence the income inequalities arises out of right to property and law of inheritance do not exist in socialism, but those income inequalities which arise out of difference in efficiency and skill prevail. Efficiency और skill के बेस में income differences prevail socialism में करता है, right? Therefore, complete equality of income is neither possible nor desirable under socialism. इसलिए complete equality of income is not possible under socialism under socialism, because skill based और efficiency based difference हमेशा रहेगा ही, चाहे इकोनॉमी कोई भी हो. So with this we complete the socialist economy. Next we will discuss the mixed economy. In mixed economy we will again be discussing the same points, many features, merits and demerits. So let's close this video. We will be discussing the mixed economy in the next video. Till then, take care and stay safe. Bye.